There's a moment in every single wedding photographer's journey when you realise, I'm done guessing. You stop blaming the clouds, the venue, or the fairy lights that look like they were bought in 1983. You stop praying that TTL just figures it out this time round. And finally, you take control of your light. And this is that moment. Because once you understand your camera and your flash settings, how they work together, you stop reacting to bad light and you start creating your own amazing light. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your flash, balance it with your camera, and make your images look like they were lit on purpose. Because they were. Alright, so welcome to lesson 3. In the last lesson, we talked about gear. And if you managed to make it through that video without your wallet crying, congratulations, you're ready for the next lesson. Today, we're going to actually use that gear. This is where things start to click, literally. We're going to talk about how you set up your camera and your flash so that you get consistent, beautiful light every single time, even when the lighting in the room looks like a 90s disco. I'm going to make this as simple as possible, because once you understand these settings, you're going to wonder why you ever avoided flash in the first place. So before we dive in, if you're really serious about learning how to master your flash, hit the subscribe button right now. That way, you'll never miss a lesson. And by the end of this course, you'll be the calmest photographer in any chaotic lighting situation. So let's start with a big one. TTL versus manual mode. For those of you that don't know, TTL stands for through the lens. Basically, it's your camera and your flash working together to measure how much light's in a room and guessing at how much light it needs to fire out. And it's great until it's not. TTL is a bit like an enthusiastic assistant. It's helpful, it's fast, but just occasionally it makes creative decisions that you didn't ask for. Manual mode, on the other hand, is total control. You decide the exact flash power and it stays the same for every single shot. This is perfect for consistency. During the portraits, receptions, and basically anywhere that you don't want any lighting surprises. So I've got a simple rule of thumb that I work with, and that's I use TTL mode for any fast moving situations, such as bridal prep, ceremonies where the flash is allowed, and the candids. And I use my manual mode for situations where I want total control. Basically, this is portraits and receptions and anything that you can take a little bit of time setting up. TTL is like letting your flash have an opinion, whereas manual mode is you politely saying, it's okay, I've got this. Flash power is simply the amount of light that your flash spits out. 4 power is like a megaphone, whereas 1/128th is like a tiny whisper. Indoors, when you're bouncing your light off of walls or ceilings, your flash is going to likely live somewhere between 1/32nd power and 1/8th power. Outdoors in the sun, you're going to need a little bit more muscle. Sometimes your flash will be firing at either half power or full power if you're battling the midday sun. Now let's talk a little bit about zoom. The zoom of your flash basically decides how wide or how focused in the beam of light coming from your flash is going to be. Think of it like a torch. At 24mm, the flash is going to be wide and it's going to be soft. This is absolutely perfect when you're shooting group shots or if you're bouncing it off of walls or ceilings. At 50mm, this is quite balanced and is good for most situations. And at 105mm, it's going to be really tight and punched in, which is perfect for those close-up portraits. And whilst you're first starting out or still not 100% sure, setting the zoom to auto and let it follow the zoom of your lens works really well too. Flash zoom is kind of like a spotlight operator. If you get it wrong, there's always going to be somebody standing in the dark. Okay, so we've come to that time where it's time to make peace with the exposure triangle. In fact, when you're using a flash, it's actually two triangles that overlap. One for your ambient light and one for your flashlight. And here's how it breaks down. If you adjust your aperture, you're going to be affecting the flash brightness. If you change your ISO, you're going to be affecting the flash power and the ambient light. And if you change your shutter speed, you're only going to be affecting the ambient light. So when you're balancing a scene, it's a game between how much ambient light you want in your image versus how much flashlight you're going to add to the scene. Now let's talk about sync speed. Most cameras sync with flashes at around 1/200th or 1/250th of a second. If you go any faster than that with your shutter speed, you'll get a black bar running across your image. That is basically your shutter curtain outrunning the speed of your flash. You need to set your flash to HSS or high speed sync if you want to shoot at shutter speeds faster than this 1/250th of a second. What this does is it actually pulses the light coming out of your flash, so you can shoot at to 1/2000th or even sometimes 1/4000th of a second. This can be really helpful when you're shooting wide open in bright daylight. But fair warning, HSS is very power hungry and your batteries will be crying in the background whilst you're doing it. Think of HSS as your flash going into machine gun mode. It's cool, but just don't expect it to last forever. So now we've spoken about what things you can change with your camera and your flash to affect your images. Here's some of my go-to settings that I use at most weddings as a baseline to get me started. If I'm using a flash indoors, my baseline settings will be as follows. My ISO is going to be around 800. My aperture will be at around f2.8. My shutter speed at around 1/60th of a second. And I use my flash in manual mode at 1/16th power. Or if I'm going to use the flash in TTL, I use it at 0.3 EV. My baseline settings for using a flash outdoors will be something like ISO at around 100. My aperture will be around f2. My shutter speed's going to be at around 1/2000th of a second using that high speed sync option. And my flash is either going to be on half or full power. These settings will give you clean, balanced results in around 90% of all wedding lighting scenarios. Use them as a baseline rather than starting from scratch. Start from there and adjust as required. I think the secret to good flash photography isn't knowing every single setting. It's knowing one that works and making adjustments on the fly from there. So here's a few test cases that you can practice with at home to see how adjusting the settings on your flash and your camera can really change the balance of your images. So scenario 1 is to try and simulate a wedding dance floor. Go to the biggest room in your house and turn off all of the lights. Maybe you could try leaving a light on in an adjoining room just to give you that little bit of ambient light to play with. Then you can try these settings as a baseline and adjust it from there until you get an image that you're happy with. Start with your ISO at around 1600, your aperture at around f2.8, your shutter speed at 1/125th of a second, and your flash at 1/16th power, and make sure that you bounce it off of a wall or a ceiling. Scenario 2 is going to be your mixed light speeches. Find a room in your house and make sure that you leave the overhead lights on. If you've got somebody that you can use as a model, sit them nice and close to a window and practice trying to get a nice, balanced and even light on the subject. Start with these settings and adjust from there to try and get the best results. Make sure to try and find a room with a mix of tungsten light and window light. Throw a CTO gel on your flash and have a practice with that. Set your ISO to around 800, your aperture to f2.8 and your shutter speed to around 1/200th of a second. Then have a go with your flash in TTL mode and in manual mode to see which one you prefer and which one you can get the best results from. And finally, for scenario 3, we're taking it outdoors. Use the same Willing model from your indoor shots. Take them outside and practice using your flash to fill in any harsh shadows on their face and to get yourself a nice, clean and balanced image. It's best to try and do this in bright sunlight if at all possible. So for your settings, I'd start at around ISO 100. Your aperture is going to be at around f2.8. And your shutter speed is going to be around 1/2000th of a second with HSS switched on. And your flash is going to be on half power. Take 10 shots of each. Adjust your camera settings as you go and then review the images side by side. You'll instantly see how a settings change can really change the balance of an image. Feel free to share any of your images with me on my Instagram at BenKirbyShoots. I'd love to see what you've got up to and answer any questions that you may have. Either that or drop them in the comments below. And that's it. You've officially taken control of your light. So well done. You now know how to set up your flash and your camera to work together, not against each other. You should now be able to walk into any room at any time of day and instead of saying, "This light is awful," say, "No problem, I've got this." In the next lesson, we're going to talk about when to use flash and also when not to use flash. Because just sometimes the most professional thing you can do is not fire the flash at all. But very quickly, before you go, can you do me a favour? Hit the like button if this video has finally helped you make sense of your flash. Drop me a comment below and let me know which flash setting was it that used to confuse you the most. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Lesson 4 is coming next, and it's packed with loads of real world examples that you're not going to want to miss. Until then, go and practice, experiment, and remember, the more you play with your light, the more it listens to you. And I'll see you all in the next one.